Welcome to this segment of Soul, Silence, and Sound. This is brought to you by BeSimply.
Stars, trees, clouds, and the moon. They all have a meaning and they look just like you.
At 11:32 approximately a.m. on the Pacific coast of the Northern Hemisphere and the Northern Continent. And I don't know. I'm going to release time even more. I was brought back last night to some writing from back in the year that the Mayan calendar was released. And so, with that being said, I wanted to share a few things. One, on the full and the new moon, I will be shifting the soul, silence, and sound segment to match up with the full moon or the new moon. And so bear with us, they move, and this is a good thing for everyone to realize, is that the lunations are what our ancestors have used to track where they are in the course of an annual solar cycle. And many of you, I try not to read anything that's put out there. I like to relate to the moon as it wants to relate to me, not based on what's fed through mainstream writings and all of that. So the one glimpses I got is when you look at a Gregorian calendar that is not in accord with the lunar cycles. So we're actually trying to still attach and adhere to the manipulations that led us to here. So there's this bridge that we're all on together. And the reason I share this is because we forget, programming is a very subtle thing that occurs and a very overt thing that occurs in all aspects of society, through companies, through business. That's businesses, but political systems, educational systems, religious systems. Every system is kind of inadvertently and sometimes overtly creates programming. And how this might look on the most innocent level is like a mission statement and having a company align to those mission statements, or that they sound good to the outside world. And then they might infuse that into the work they do or not. Yet, as they're deploying that, then the employees start to adopt that as a sort of doctrine. And so it's really important that you relate to the world that's around you and how it meets you. But if all of a sudden you hear a sound bite and you adopt it and repeat it without even taking time to contemplate it or be with it or feel if it's relevant to you, or you take a soundbite to create a reason for why things are happening and unfolding around you, will only lead you so far in understanding thyself. And so these talks are meant to really welcome you to go inward and to really become a deep listener for yourself and others. It's what I really encourage my clients and my students to do, to learn to become interdependent with the world around them and to really understand what's within their reach. And now on a macro level, we are at a point, as I've been sharing, that it's really important that you adhere to that which you want to contribute to and where you want to place your effort. Understand that as these transitions happen, that decision that you make is not in response to what you know today in the world around you. And the reason for this is because many aspects or all aspects of the structure of our society, world society, is based on humanity being held in some sort of lack or sickness or overt control, and that's shifting. And so if you listen and feel into that horizon and base it on that, that's not really going to lead you to your mastery. And so your mastery is in your physical body. If you want to locate it in the map, it's stored, the information is stored in your pineal gland. And that's because that's your antenna that connects you to your history, if you will. It connects you to this aspect of you that makes you you. And within that wisdom, there comes a code of ethics that are very important to help you be that. Now, when we look to the outside world and think, oh, I want to be that, I want to be that, I want to look like that, I want to wear the same clothes as her, I want to do what he does, all these things, those are outward inspirations which can serve. However, it's the inner voice that gives you an understanding of where you are destined in this moment. That may change in the future, the infinite future, where you're destined to refine and accumulate and have an understanding. So if you get distracted by the sound bites and by the smoke and mirrors, you will miss out on this precious human life to refine that which is in you and ready to be refined. And so as you're at this potent energy of the full moon, this is a yang time, creation time for male and female together, if they so to choose, or independently. However, it's that yang, it's action. It's time for action. So that which you're cultivating, listen, feel into what you're ready to nourish and refine further. And when our society becomes more in harmony, they will always be feeding the necessary things to keep them in balance. So for all the systems that are designed to keep people ill, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, they won't exist in the way that you know today. It will be second nature as it was always intended to be. So as that vanishes, it gives you a bigger breath to think about, wow, like everyone's in well-being. Where is my wisdom keeper that's within you, reminding you to place your effort? And if you observe very closely right now, you'll notice, because we just came out of this brouhaha and we're going into another gateway, that you want to be on your toes right now. Because if you observe what's going on, the same people that have been committed to keeping you not well, off balance, disharmony, are the same people running out of the gate with which they withheld from you. And so one of the things you might want to contemplate is that when someone withholds something from you that would have helped you be well, that would have helped you thrive, you need to ask yourself a serious question. When and what would it have to take for you to trust that individual, those people, those places, and those things again? What would they have to do to transform and reestablish a healthy exchange with you. This is very important to get very clear on, because it's easy to get sucked back in to those dysfunctional relationships. And as you sit with this, each self has an opportunity to really listen deeply, to really bow down to their self, to the divine, however they choose to relate to it, however you choose to relate to it or not, but really to get clear with yourself. Because as we go forward, this is your opportunity for you to be clear. And by clear, I mean it's this opportunity for all of humanity right now to come into right action. However, we have to be clear as to what it takes to be in harmony with one another and this ecosystem. So as you engage with this, whether it's in this moment or in a future moment, it'll meet you when it needs to, but to really ask yourself, what am I contributing towards? Because if you're building a building and the plans have been drawn, the materials have been ordered, then more than likely you need to help build the building in a community effort. And it is at that moment that you will start to understand this transition that we're in. And that the old paradigm has to go through its own death and rebirth. And being that we're working with infinity, you get to decide where you want to place your attention. And this is really important in meditation. This is really important in active waking state and sleeping state, and the dream state that's always unfolding in and around us. So I encourage you to really sit with this, and potentially as you go through the silent meditation and the sound, so things will start to arise. You don't need to grasp onto them. And through this process of really connecting with how you're to serve your community, your family, in and around you, this will be a moment where you reclaim your power. This is a moment, because what led us here was turning our head, putting our head in the sand. And believe me, it's been uncomfortable, where be nice to have those rose-colored glasses. And you don't need to be frustrated with people that aren't aware or are aware, or whatever it might be. You're exactly where you need to be. And each and every one of you, no matter what you think you know or what you don't know, has this opportunity, and that's to reclaim your power. And that means some of what I shared with you in past few segments is one about doing the opposite. And as this metamorphosis, and if you choose to pay attention to the people that are giving you the solutions to what they caused, be cautious. Be very, very cautious. Because from a psycho-spiritual perspective, that's perpetuating control cycle. It's perpetuating an abuse cycle. And this is that moment you reclaim your power and you stand up and begin really being responsible for you and the choices that you make. For each and every one of us, it will be different. And as you do that, it'll get easier to listen. And on these lunations, you listen for you that's unique to you. It's not a soundbite. Because the old system, the Gregorian calendar, is a control mechanism. It groups people based on a system outside of lunations. And irregardless of how you feel about the moon, it's a mile marker. You don't have to be impacted by it, but you can utilize it to listen from within. So as you move forward into this meditation, I really encourage you, if you can, if you're physically able, to come up to a seated position, upright, lifting your spinal column up, dropping those shoulders down, and then bringing your gaze down to a focal point in front of you. And then observing your breath, just stay connected to that focal point. Let the imagination rest. Just engage with that focal point and stay there. And then as you gently breathe in and out, follow your breath. If you get distracted or something comes into your attention, allow it to be there, but redirect it back to the focal points. And don't worry about having to remember anything. You will receive everything you need in the meditation and in the sound. And then from there, you will have this opportunity to get very clear, and you will be guided by self. So with that being said, I welcome you into that upright seated position. If you do need to recline or want to recline or lean back, that's fine too. Just find that focal point, and we're going to lead in with a couple breaths. Take a soft, gentle breath in and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Another one, inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. And gently from there, I welcome you to gently lean back and recline or move fully into Shavasana, a prone position on your back with your palms facing upward as we transition into receiving sound. As you settle in, just take a nice gentle breath into the heart and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. And one more inhale. And exhale. And then continue to follow your natural breathing pattern. Taking a soft, gentle breath in and out of your heart center. Gently breathing in and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good. Another one. Inhale. And exhale. And so I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I just want you to stay where you're at, and when you're ready, you'll just rise up into a seated position and just be for a moment. If you feel inspired to write anything down, it's a good time to do it while it's fresh. And I just want to leave you with the reminder that it's that moment to get clear. And the words that keep rolling over in my head for me today are to speak up. So may each and every one of you have your voice and continue to express it in the form that you're intended to express your voice. Sometimes that's not a verbal expression. Sometimes it is in so many different ways I can't even say them all right now. We'll just leave it at that. I would like to thank Random Rav for expressing himself the way he does with his music and being here in this moment. Please check out his new album and support the arts. And then Dante Marino for contributing to the production of the sound. He has a new single out. Support the arts. And we're going to exit out with a little Kadri Scott, Beauty Is. Listen to the words. And remember that you're amazing and you matter. Until next time, this is Suzanne, aka She, signing out with a full heart, a soft gaze, a deep bow, and a namaste. Be simply.
What makes it beautiful, the way it is, the way it looks at you, the way it lives, the way it feels, the way it gives, the way you call it mine and grasp onto it. But if ill-intended, true beauty will fade, can't be manufactured, not man-made. It's brewed in the soul like a fine wine with a little bit of love and a little bit of time. makes it beautiful, the way you love, the way you lift it up, hold it above, the way it seems to shine under your gaze, the way it leaves you walking in a haze. But if ill intended, true beauty will fade, can't be manufactured, not man-made. It's brewed in the soul like a fine wine, with a little bit of love and a little bit of time. 'Cause beauty is as beauty does, only some have that touch. It's hard to find but easy to follow. Beauty is as beauty does until tomorrow. So if you love, why do you love me? Ask what's on my mind. I think he loves me. Must think I'm lovely. Has he taken the time? Louder than words, softer than a smile. True kindness, and you'll make my heart go wild. Yeah, you make my heart go wild. 'Cause beauty is as beauty does, only some have that touch. It's hard to find but easy to follow. Beauty is as beauty does until tomorrow. Beauty is as beauty does, only some have that touch. It's hard to find but easy to follow. Beauty is as beauty does until tomorrow. What makes it beautiful, to each their own. If you find it, hold it and don't let go. Hard to find but easy to follow. Beauty is as beauty does until tomorrow.